So welcome back to episode 7 of Sleepless in Mobile. Just pray for him, okay? But Betsy Sue is about to leave Mark.
I almost spewed coffee all over you just then.
We finally made it to 7. Justin, give us the significance of episode 7.
Most podcasts only last an average of 7 episodes.
7.
And we've made it to average. We're an average podcast.
We are. I would say we're sub-average.
Dude, hey, next week when we go 8, we'll be above average.
Yeah, it's
How
true.
about that?
How about them apples?
Joe Rogan's
They
above
crispy.
average. We'll be above
They some
average.
juicy apples.
Oh, apples. I hate apples.
What?
Yeah, unless they're covered in
An
caramel.
apple a day keeps the doctor away.
I don't believe that.
My mom makes a killer Granny Smith apple pie.
Yeah, I was telling somebody today at work about your mom's apple
Oh,
pie.
it's so good. She bakes it in a paper bag. Y'all, I know that sounds like a fire hazard, and it is.
It's a very white lady thing.
You just can't, what?
So that's a
You
very
just
white
can't
lady
let it
thing.
touch the eye that's in the oven, like the actual coil, but it is a banger. Like, it is so good.
Look, this is coming from somebody who don't like apple pie. My mother-in-law's apple pie is spot on.
Yeah,
If that lady knows she can cook.
she can. She just doesn't. It's unfortunate. But we're glad Justin is back.
Yes.
Last week we had Mary step in, my sister-in-law,
What?
and she did an outstanding job.
She did. Made me jealous, dude.
Oh my word. You
I
should
was
be.
so jealous.
You should be.
I felt like y'all's vibe was way better than mine and yours.
I mean, she married my brother back in 2010, so we've known each other for a very long time. We have a really good friendship.
Yeah.
Clearly, I live in her backyard, so.
I mean, when I listened back to it, and I caught myself laughing a lot, I was like,
Yeah.
"You guys are really good. Maybe I should
Yeah.
just step aside and let
Oh,
Mary
shut up.
let Mary have my place." Y'all done really good though.
We can
I
do
was
a
very
different
impressed, and
podcast.
I was proud. I was like, "Man, that's really good."
But we're glad you're back. Justin
Yes.
was under the weather a little bit.
Yeah.
He still has a little bit of a sniffly situation going on over
A
there.
little sinus drainage still.
Yeah. You're going to make Sister Esther throw up if she listens to this.
She's probably not, but my bad.
But it's definitely the weather outside doing it to him.
Yeah.
We went from 105 to 95, which doesn't sound like much of a drastic
Nope.
difference, but
It doesn't, but it doesn't matter. When the weather changes around here, I get sick.
yeah, it was enough to make his sinuses go haywire.
It don't take much.
What would you say, like, your number one dislike for living in the South?
The
What
weather.
would that be? The weather?
The weather. We don't have 4 seasons. It's bad when you wake up on Christmas morning and you can go to the beach.
The water might be a little bit chilly, but the weather probably
Yeah,
won't
I
be.
mean, you can lounge around, swim trunks, no shirt if you wanted to at the beach.
It's
On
really
most
sad.
Christmases around here.
I'm the type person where I want to see the fall colors. Like, my favorite tree is the maple tree, and that's because it changes color down here. We have a lot of evergreen trees down here, so the fact that the maple tree, regardless, is just going to change those bright orange colors. I hate that we don't have seasons.
Yeah,
we really
it
just,
sucks.
we have summer.
We have hotter than Hades hot. Warm. We have January, which is like,
January's our coldest.
yeah, January, maybe part of February. Then after that, it's back to hot. It starts warming up quick.
I want all 4 seasons, so I would not mind. Sorry, my fellow Southerners. I wouldn't mind moving up north.
Oh, I'd move to Wisconsin, somewhere like that in a heartbeat.
Heck no. They get blizzards. I ain't about that life.
Well,
I'm talking about like Tennessee up north. Just not north, I know. But I would move to like
You just
North
apologized
Carolina.
for moving up one state.
Well, I mean, I got to apologize to my Alabama family. But I would move to like North Carolina, South Carolina. I feel like they get some kind of seasons. I remember going to a women's retreat up in Indiana, and I don't remember what time of the year it was, but I know it was either like spring or fall. It was one of those transitional seasons, and it was so pleasant. When I tell you there were no insects hardly, there were hardly no insects. And that might not sound like a big deal to some people, but for me, I get bit by anything imaginable. I was literally called my dad's mosquito repellent growing up because he would be like outside working
He saved
and
a lot
he
of
would
money
get
on off.
yeah, he would get like bit by maybe 1 or 2 mosquitoes, and I'd come outside and he didn't have a single problem after that. I was covered in whelps. I remember Tammy Reed telling me, like, whenever you were a baby, you were just covered in whelps all the time. And I remember that because that's how I got staph infection and impetigo that I talked about in the last episode. It's because of that. I am constantly getting bit by something.
And you don't whelp up like normal people.
They're
Yours
huge
get
whelps.
As big as quarters
And
to
they
$half pieces.
Oh, gosh, they itch so bad. So for me, I'm just like, send me up north. Send me up north. But I can't leave my family. I would just hate to leave my family.
I've been to Indiana twice, and one time was in July. And I remember waking up. We were in South Bend, where the college Notre Dame is at, and we woke up one morning. It was 60 degrees in the middle of July.
That's insane.
Oh, so nice. Then I flew
bet.
back home, went
Oh.
back to work down here, woke up in the morning. It was 87 and humid.
What would be your argument to make somebody move down here?
People are nicer. I feel like we have the nicest people in the South. No matter who you run into, you're going to pretty much find somebody friendly.
And I know some Northerners don't like that. Like, they're just like, you're a stranger, don't talk to me type situation. But down here, like, if you're a stranger, we're going to get to know you. And we're going to find out about you. So you better talk to us instead of letting me figure it out from somebody else.
Yeah.
And I think that's a good thing because we end up knowing who our neighbors are. We know who to look out for because such and such person is crazy. You know what I mean?
Who you know is crazy.
Yeah.
You know some crazy people.
I do know some crazy people.
That's one
They
thing
won't be
about
coming
that's
around
one
here.
thing about the South is everybody knows everybody.
We
And
gonna figure it out.
There's a phone line, there's a phone, what's it called? Is it a call chain?
Yeah.
What's it called? It's got some weird, anyway, it's not weird, but they'll be like, hey, did you hear about this? My mom and my aunts are the worst.
Oh, they talk every day.
Every morning on their way to work.
My goodness. They know everything about
They don't even have the
know
sleep
everything
wiped
that's
out of
going
their
on.
eyes good before they're calling each other to talk about the local gossip.
Look, and I'm not the type person that really gets involved in all that kind of stuff. You can ask my friends, like, I don't know half the people that they talk about half the time. I don't really care, I guess, about people that I don't know about. But the people I do know about, you best believe I'm going to be nosy. And I saw today on Facebook, it was somebody that shared it. It was actually your cousin that shared it. And she said, if they ever get to where people are notified of who is on their accounts, like looking at their posts and their
Being
pages,
nosy.
we just going to get off of that thing because I'm on my cousin's aunt's second cousin twice removed uncle's page, and I ain't got no business on there. That is me.
I'm not bold nosy, but if we're out to eat,
I'm sneaky nosy.
I'll definitely be listening to two tables over to see what they're talking about.
Yeah, I'm definitely sneaky nosy.
I can't tell you how many times me and you have been somewhere eating.
Oh, it gets on my nerves, though. You just shut down.
And you be like, what are you doing? I'm like, trying to listen to what they're saying, dude.
Like, you
Sounds
got to
good.
still function.
I am functioning. That's going to give us something to talk about on the ride home.
Meanwhile, I'm over here doing my little triangle thing at Cracker Barrel trying to get only one pig because he ain't talking to me.
Like, I have the ability to pay attention to what I'm doing and to pay attention to the things going on around me.
No, you don't.
Yeah, I do.
You think you do, but you don't.
Oh, I do.
Because I'm sitting there twiddling my thumb staring at you.
I know. I see you out the corner of my eye when I'm trying to turn my good ear toward that table to hear what they got to say.
Oh, my gosh. Gets on my nerves.
You could be helping me turning your good ear to them.
I'm listening to them, too, but I'm trying to carry on a conversation with you, too.
I can't talk and listen.
But yeah, living in the South, people will get to know you. And we are nosy down here. We want to know about you.
And people will tell your business.
Yeah.
There won't be no harm by it, but they gonna let somebody know.
The way that they get around it, though. Here's the way they get around it. I'm just telling you this. I'm not supposed to tell anybody, but I'm just telling you this.
Pray
so
for
they
'em.
can pray for it. You can pray for them.
That's
Just
spot on.
Just pray for them, okay? But Betsy Sue is about to leave Mark because of financial situation. So just pray for their financial situation.
I almost spewed coffee all over you just then.
And it's like, you just want to tell their business. You know what I'm saying? You could have just said, I got an unspoken prayer request.
Yeah.
But no, you had to go and get all in the details. Betsy Sue was leaving Mark for their financial situation. I think he likes to go down there to the casinos.
To the boats.
In Biloxi.
That golden nugget. He says he's just going to the buffet, but no, sir.
Every time. So you better not tell anybody your business unless, you really know the person and they ain't going to tell you
Or
business.
you don't mind them telling what you're telling them.
Yeah.
Don't tell them nothing private.
You better know. And you better know which church you're going to, too, because sometimes if you tell your pastor, he'll be like, now pray for Betsy Sue, and Mark.
I've seen this.
They going through some stuff right now. And then everybody, starts doing these little side eyes to each other and starts whispering behind their little pew fans, like, what they talking about?
Meanwhile, Betsy and Mark's back on the back row like, oh, no. I've seen stuff like this where the pastor get up there and be like, I just feel like the church needs to know. Do you mind me telling what you told me before church started? Do you mind? Can I share? Let me share so they can pray. Before. So they can pray for you guys. Y'all need prayer. All right, let me tell you. Go into it.
I've literally seen them do that before. Do you mind if I tell them what you told me before church? Like, no. What are you supposed to do? Say no? Like, I don't want you to do that. And then everybody's going to be like, what did she tell them before church?
Yeah, for real. Then you're super nosy.
And then you're like, well, I was actually in the bathroom when they were in the hallway.
And it still gets spread around church. Yes.
Now, don't tell them that I told you now. Because, I'm going to know if you told because it's going to come back to me. That's the kind of stuff. So, yeah, down here in the South.
Gossip is king.
Ooh,
or queen.
Gossip.
I don't know. I feel
that's in the Bible, but we kind of skim over that one.
I want to say something. Because I'm a nosy man. Men can be just as nosy as women.
Oh, yeah. We used to wait on my dad to get off the little patio section at the church. I mean, we'd be waiting in the car. Usually it's the man waiting in the car, waiting on his wife to get done talking. No, it was always my daddy. Here's
the difference between men being nosy, though, and women being nosy. Women are nosy to your face. Men's like low-key, off to the side.
Women are backstabbers, though. I'm not going to lie.
Oh, there's some backstabby men out there, too.
I guess, but...
That's a rabbit hole where shall not go down.
That's a big old hole, though. That's a big old hole.
Hole.
Who's a big old hole? I know she ain't talking about Betsy Sue. She got enough problems right now dealing with Mark.
Poor Mark. So, the people in the South. That's my favorite thing about living down here. Is how awesome the people are. What's your favorite thing?
I would say my favorite thing about living down here is the culture. And, I mean, the people are a part of the culture.
Yeah.
I would say the culture is, like, my main thing. Like, just the friendliness and, the laid-back way of life that we have down here. We don't have, like a rushed way of life like New York or Chicago or, like, these huge cities. We have just, like, an easy pace.
Slow and slow.
Yeah. I mean, the food down here is great. Like, we have the seafood that's fresh from the boats. It's just a great place to raise a family, I would say.
All but the weather.
The weather is my least favorite thing about living down here. And the humidity. I have naturally curly hair. And I mean, when I say it's curly, I don't mean just like beach waves. I mean like coils. And
coils?
Yeah, coals. I don't want to say coals because people make fun of coal and oil. I have coils of hair, like curls. Whenever I go outside, it magnifies. And my thighs stick closer than a brother. And I could start a fire with my legs rubbing up against each other. I would definitely say the weather is just a killer down here to me. Now, people from up 100%. North, I know people that have moved down here from Ohio, and they absolutely love our weather. They love living down here. They love the heat. They love the humidity. They
don't
love
have to shovel snow anymore.
Well, I guess having grown up in the different places, everybody wants what they don't have. Like growing up with curly hair, everybody that had straight hair wanted my hair, and I was like, well, I want your hair because my hair is like unmanageable. But no, another thing that I don't like about the South is, and I'm not just trying to like be negative over here, but the thing I hate about the South is all the insects that we have because of the heat and the weather that we have down here and all the water that we have down here. We have a ton of water.
I thought you said incest at first.
Of course you did.
I was about to say, that's a stereotype.
That's Mississippi.
Hey, I know some good people from Mississippi.
Are they incest?
No.
They're rare.
But
No,
still,
we say either Mississippi or Arkansas.
that's
the
my
two.
least favorite thing to hear people talk about the South.
What?
The incest.
I feel like it's pretty prevalent in the Appalachian.
The northern section of the Appalachian Mountains, especially.
Yeah.
Because it's so
I watch
remote.
a lot of videos on it on YouTube.
It's so... I don't, because it creeps me out. Like, it gives me the heebie-jeebies. For real.
I watch a lot of that stuff, and I watch a lot of addicts in L.A.
I'm not a horror movie fan, but I would watch a horror movie before I'd watch a documentary, The Most Inbred Family in America. I've seen like clips of it. It creeps me out. Oh, it gives me chills, makes me sick. Like, I know, I guess it's just messed up.
So I was watching this video on YouTube, and it was these two girls, and they have like this podcasting that they're doing, and they have people that message in their problems. And this one girl messaged in, and she said that her and her boyfriend have been together for 6 years. She was adopted, so she didn't know her family at all. She was adopted, and her boyfriend was adopted.
Oh, I already see where this is going.
And that's one of the things that they really, were able to bond over, is that the fact that they were both adopted, they both had that story to tell, and they could just...
This is not going to end well, is it?
No.
Oh, no.
They could both, relate to each other's situations.
Oh, no.
And they loved each other.
I seriously don't know where this is going, but I'm assuming they're going to end up as brother and sister.
They loved each other, and they... had a normal relationship. You know what I'm saying?
They didn't
lived
each have. I
together.
guess they both didn't have that birthmark on their right hip.
They
He was
lived.
like, "Hey, look at this dog-shaped birthmark on my right hip. I have one too." Oh,
Siblings don't have the same birthmarks.
Snap.
Anyway, well, she decided to do a DNA test just to have fun. Everybody's been doing them here lately. I did one. My sister did one.
I did one.
Yeah, everybody does them right now. So she did one, and she did his and sent it off.
Oh, no.
And he didn't know that the results were in yet. She opened it up, and it said that they were 100% match for siblings. Is that funny?
Yes.
So... she didn't want to tell him because she
Why not?
Because she loved him. They've been together for 6 years. They've already done everything a normal couple would do.
Oh, no.
So at this point, she didn't know whether to just keep it to herself or what she should do. But she ended up telling her significant other, a.k.a. brother, about the situation, and she was hoping that it wouldn't change anything because she loved him. He got weirded out by it.
I would hope so.
As a normal person
She needs
should.
therapy and Jesus.
And now she's messaging these two girls asking what she should do.
Move
and
on.
I'm just like, I don't think there should be a question of what you should do. I mean, it's an unfortunate situation because, yeah, I'm sorry that you love this guy, but that's another reason why down here in the South we talk to each other. We get to know each other.
Is that who your mama is?
Exactly.
Teresa. Girl. There's no... I'm going to be like old buddy. I'm packing my stuff quick. Matter of fact, I'm probably going to leave everything that was there. I'm buying a new toothbrush.
But at that point,
I'm
you've been with
sleeping on a
this
buddy
person
couch.
for 6
Oh,
years. You
I
have a
couldn't
lot of
imagine.
mental problems to deal with at that
dude
point.
went that night. He's probably still on a drunk.
I mean, I wouldn't say that, but he definitely probably needs some therapy to work through that. I don't know. It's just a very unfortunate. But then again, that's why the people in the South, they talk to each other. They know who second cousin, third cousin, fourth cousin, fifth cousin is.
Dude, I would have been... I don't know what I'd have done. I mean, I know what I'd have done in that situation. I don't know how I would have reacted immediately.
Yeah. It's
It
messed
probably
up.
wouldn't have been pretty.
It's messed up for sure.
But I would have left and never spoke to that person again.
And that's so sad, too, because, I mean, she loves him like,
Like a brother.
No, she don't.
Like a biblical brother.
She don't love him like a
Like
brother.
an Old
That's the
Testament
problem.
brother. Man, that would bug me. Gosh. Well, it was nice to be back in my chair this week after missing last week.
It was nice to have you back, Justin.
I wasn't as fun as Mary. You can say it on here. You can tell the people.
No, it's not that. It's a different dynamic.
Y'all are definitely more on the same page. 100%.
We have a similar way of communicating.
Well, y'all also listen to a lot of the same kind of stuff, and you have a lot of the same interests.
Yeah.
I don't even know why me and you are married. We don't have any interests.
No, I love listening to true crime stuff and watching documentaries and everything. And Justin hates true crime. He hates watching documentaries. So we don't have a lot of the same interests at all.
Opposites attract, baby.
They do. They attract. But we're glad you came and listened to our podcast. This episode
7.
Number 7. We will see you next week with number 8. And we hope you enjoyed. Bye.
Later.